Welcome to week 2. And this week we are going to further going to continue and strengthen this habit. So congratulations to everyone who are here this morning. Because 1 week you are here, and the first week you came out of excitement. The second week if you're here, that means you are really resilient. The first week in the beginning, when you start something, you stay consistent, you stayed it because that excitement, that thrill of it. Second week, typically people tend to start lose interest. Maybe you start to question yourself. But this time, as you continue coming, you're going to strengthen your resilience. You're going to strengthen your uh you're going to strengthen your habit. So welcome everyone who's here, and I am so happy to begin. Let's all begin with closed eyes. I want you to just sit and just thank yourself for being here today on this morning. You could have slept off. You could have stayed up late night. You could have procrastinated, but you chose to be here. So I want you to just thank yourself and give yourself an appreciation for choosing to wake up in the morning and choosing you, prioritizing you more than anything else. Let's go. Now, here, you need to just take a nice deep breath and let the air fall out. As you breathe out, imagine yourself breathing out your worries and your stress. Breathing out your worries and your stress. You're completely bringing yourself here to the present moment. Again, breathe air back in and let the air fall out. As you do so, just imagine you might feel a slight tingling sensation along your legs, your fingers. Just experience your all the sensations that's going across your body, and just be here fully aware of all the sensations, the sounds, the smells. You don't have to react to everything, you just respond. You're just aware of everything, you acknowledge. Your thoughts, they come, they go. You're just aware, you acknowledge them. You don't have to entertain the thoughts. Neither do you have to try and stop them, actively stop them.
Welcome to Confidence for Stressful Times Meditation. My name is Vasavi Kumar, and I will be guiding you throughout this meditation to help you build confidence, to respond.
Now you're just listening to the sounds of all the things that are going on in the background. Maybe, the sound of the fan, and maybe you're not judging anything. You're not judging. You're not trying to actively stop. Like there's no such thing as a bad sound or a good sound. You're not creating any labels as you hear them. Everything is just sounds. Pay attention to all the sounds. Doesn't matter if somebody coughs or sneezes. You're hearing to just sounds, all the sounds that are going on around you. In fact, as you hear, as you keep listening, as you keep doing this practice, you might even find the sound of the fan a little soothing. There's no judgment that you're placing, you're labeling. Similarly, your thoughts, you're listening to your thoughts. Maybe suddenly your thought is jumping on to what's for breakfast. Maybe a thought is jumping on to yesterday. Maybe a thought is jumping on to something else that's irrelevant. But whatever the thoughts, you're not judging them. You're not trying to stop, or you're not trying to just change the thoughts, bring a positive thought. You're not doing anything. You're just letting the thoughts pass as though you were sitting by the side of a highway and seeing cars pass. You just without placing any judgment. You let the thought come and they go. And when the next thought comes, you just simply observe and let it go. Just like you would hear the sounds that are happening outside, you're paying attention to your thoughts. You're treating them just like a sound. It's coming and that's going. And you are separate from your thoughts. You are not your thoughts. Your thoughts occur, but you're here. You feel a little free, liberated, a sense of distancing, creating a sense of distancing your thoughts. You see, stress, worry, these happen when your thoughts, they go into an overdrive mode and you get caught up in them. You anticipate something bad that's happening, and but you're already suffering its consequences even before it's happened. And as a result, you're experiencing stress. But here, you're placing a distance. And because of this, you'll be able to use your mind much, much more sharply when needed. You should now bring your attention back to your breath. Find your sense of calm. Bring your attention back to your breath. And suddenly at your own time, just mirror up your palms and open your eyes. I want you to now open your journal. And in your journal, now in your journal, I want you to now write about, I want you to reflect upon this question. Your thoughts, your emotions, they come and they are there for a reason. They give you a message, but many often your emotions becomes the cause of a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry. If you get caught up in your emotions, very soon you find yourself going down a negative spiral. I want you to now think upon this. How can you use your emotions better? How can you use your emotions better in a way that's more productive? What are those situations when you often tend to get caught up with your emotions and goes down a negative spiral? You just keep writing broad, but these are the prompts. What about what are those times when often your emotions tends to work against you? For some of you, it is that you tend to be extremely angry. And as a result of your anger, you make a lot of mistakes, which you perhaps for some of you, it might be that you tend to stress, worry a lot. You tend to keep going into an overthinking mode. And as a result, you once again you put yourself through a lot of pain. What are those unproductive emotions that are in you? In fact, no emotions are unproductive. They become unproductive when you identify too much with them, when you get caught up in them. But what are those instances when your emotions, you get caught up in them and your emotions tends to work against you? And what can you do about it? I want you to journal. I want you to write about this. So in your journal, I want you to write. You may pick up any instance in the past when your emotions overpowered you. You did something, some action you regretted. You did something out of the impulse and then later you regretted. You can analyze it and think what went wrong and then what can you do better. Or some of you might be very self-aware and you already know that, right now in me, I tend to worry too much. I tend to stress too much. And what can you do about it? Anger has been one of prominent emotions in me. And because, I had a lot of resentment and I held a lot of resentment towards a lot of people who previously did not support me on my journey. And as a result, I would often, it was often self-debilitating, like kind of this getting in this anger and in the end I felt burnt out. So I want you to write about your emotions. Yes. I'll drop the attendance sheet. You may not continue to write, but just take a second and mark your attendance. This is only for the Impact Pro members. Just take a moment and mark your attendance. want you to become aware of those patterns. Everyone has a pattern for getting emotional. We often call them triggers, this triggers me, that triggers me. We use the word trigger. This is triggering. I want you to write about what are some situations when you typically tend to get triggered and what happens as a result. What can you do about it? It's very easy. It becomes very easy when we want to blame someone, when we want to blame others. But at the same time, it's difficult when you have to take responsibility for yourself. When you have to take responsibility for your own actions. Week 2 is not that. Okay, 1 minute. Week 2 I had made, maybe I just need to shift the sheet. Yeah. Now just refresh. Just refresh, you will find Monday 6 a.m. Just refresh. Monday 6 a.m. you'll see. It is in anyone with the link, okay, has an editor permission. Thank you so much for updating. Yeah, let's start. Hit the refresh button again, you will find that it will work. Everyone has the edited permission and the sheet 2 is on the top. Yeah, that's it. Dr. Somnath and Nikita has already marked. I can see Nitin mark. Please don't mess around with the attendance control otherwise, okay? I mean, previously someone had changed the colors and all of this. I don't know why they would do that, but even by mistake, don't mess around with the sheet controls. You may keep writing. I want you to now comment what is an unproductive emotion. I will say it will be wrong to say unproductive emotion, but what is an emotion within you that often leads you into an unproductive cycle when you get too caught up in them? I want you to comment in here. Don't worry, if you're not able to mark, don't worry, I'll do it. Don't break your head over not able to mark. If you're not able to mark, don't worry, I'll do it. Yeah. Frustration. So here, what I want you to do is, what is actually leading to frustration? What are those circumstances that leads to frustration? And what happens as a result of it? What can you do about it? Understand? I want you to understand. So I want you to build that self-awareness. Negative talk by people. So what are those circumstances? Are they really talking negative about you? Or is it in your head? If you're not able to mark attendance, maybe just hitting the refresh button would work for you. Tanya had been marking attendance earlier, so just hit the refresh, maybe it should work. Rinaldi feels overwhelmed. So again, it's what is the reason for an state of overwhelm? Okay, that's what I want you to understand. What causes overwhelm? Is it too many things on your do-it list? Is it people asking you for too many things? Is it self-created because you go into a thinking pattern, oh, I have to do so much? What exactly leads to the state of overwhelm? Give me 2 more minutes. Too many obstacles. So what are those obstacles? Bring clarity upon them. Bring a light upon them. What are those obstacles? Is it external? Is it internal? Is it self-created? Is it outside? Is it really out there? What are those obstacles? And what can you do about them? What do you need to understand about them? Yes. 1 more minute. Last 1 minute. And we are up. Now, I want you to reflect upon your upcoming day. Think upon what is it that you have to do for the day. Just before moving on, just you can read through what you've written, and you can just get into that sense of understanding. Then think about your upcoming day and give yourself reminders for the things that you need to do. Remember our meditation, Gurpreet? Every time you find yourself in a state when you feel overwhelmed, I want you to remember this meditation. Just create a distance from your thoughts at that time. Your emotions are just charged thoughts. You need to create that sense of distance. You start from there. Then we can learn how to use our emotions in a more productive way. Look into your upcoming day. I'll show you a new tool that we can use today. Like I promised, I will teach you a new tool for personal productivity. It's in fact very, very easy to use. This is how I keep track of my things to do. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute. I'm logging in. You may keep writing. You may keep writing your things to do. Setting, adding your, giving yourself important. Maybe all the things that you would otherwise forget. The email ID is coming 2 times, right? As you register. I'll have to fix that. So here, I want to show you how I set my reminders. So I primarily, you can see here, I primarily use this tool called tasks. So before this, first, I want you to understand this. If you open your calendar, as you can see, you will find this option in plus, and you can see this option called task. So just like how you add an event, you can add a task. For example, I want to add something like, what do you say? I want to collect something like phone call. Okay, I'm just adding a random thing here. Phone call. Then I need to set the time. It's not all day. Maybe I need to make a phone call at 4 p.m. And that's what I do. See, 4 p.m. phone call. You can just specify your things and all and save it. You will see that the phone call at 4 p.m. has now come. See, the phone call at 4 p.m. is now here. So like that, you can keep adding and editing the tasks. This is how I keep track of all my tasks to do. Like once you add it, you can also Now hit the edit, and you can, maybe you want to shift it from Monday to Wednesday. There you go. You can do that. And if it's now you will see that it's now appeared on Wednesday. See, it's not on Monday, but it's on Wednesday. Similarly, if you want to set a repeated task, like for example, cleaning bedroom, that is something that I want to do as a repeated task. Meditation before sleep. These are all like the repeated things that I want to do every day. Okay, cleaning bedroom before sleep. Cleanup is a repeated task. So for example, so here, once I set something itself, I can set it on repetition mode. Like for example, I'll just go back to our phone call. I'll go back to our phone call. And here, while I'm setting itself, I can set it as, I can set the repetition to, if I set the repetition to every day, immediately you will see that, see, phone call at 4 p.m. every day, it automatically comes. You all see this? Are you all trying this out? So you can basically add your tasks on your phone. So when you add your task on top of your calendar, it becomes an extremely powerful tool where every time you just need to, every time you're confused on what to do, you just check your phone and it is that this device is with you all the time and you can do that. So now, yes, comment in yes if you have been able to understand how tasks work. It's same like calendar. It's exactly like calendar, but you're just adding task. What is the difference between a task versus an event? You can think of as an event as you can think of an event as let's say let's call it work. Let's consider Dr. Somnath Saha. You can call event as work. Work can be from 10 to 2 p.m. But then the things that you have to do, maybe check the patient report. That could be one of the tasks. Maybe another task could be, I don't know, get new apparatus or something. That could be another task. So all those are the things that you add, small things that you add to your event. Those becomes the task. Yes. For example, in my case, work is an event. But on the other hand, the things like make finance, make sales calls, what do you say, give feedback, or no voice, that can't happen. Give feedback, all of those, they become the tasks that I have to do. Get it? So now here, once you are able to use your tasks, once you're able to do this way, you simply need to go to your Play Store or your App Store. You simply need to go here to your App Store and search for this tool called Tasks, Google Tasks. Okay. Google Tasks. So just you will find, you can actually go to your Play Store right now and you can do this Google Tasks, Play Store or App Store or whatever it is. Go to Google Tasks and simply you can download this app. So this, once you do this, you're going to get your tasks in this format, just as a very list of things to do. The best part is this automatically connects with your calendar. This automatically syncs with your calendar, and anything you add to the calendar is automatically going to come here. So anything you add here will also go to your calendar. So it's a very, I have found this extremely productive amongst all the 100 personal productivity apps out there. This I have found the most simplest and the most effective. And this is something you can all use. Right? Okay. Superb. So now moving on to your task of the day. You all ready for your task of the day? And by the way, congratulations, you already started your day by learning a new tool. So I want you all to try and implement this, and you will see you're going to find it. You're going to find this extremely, extremely effective. Okay, so now here your tasks, Google Tasks. It's basically Google Task. It's by Google only, Google Task. So it goes hand in hand with your calendar. Google Tasks. It goes hand in hand with your calendar. Like basically, you just open up task, it's self-explanatory. They will ask, shall we sync with your calendar? You give it yes. And then you will see that any task you add on your calendar will automatically appear on Google Tasks itself. And anything you add on tasks will automatically appear on calendar. So it works in double ways. Okay. Yes. So now your task for the day. How many of you were there for the session where we spoke about where we created your self-introduction on Saturday? The Saturday masterclass. How many of you were there? Yes, you were there? Yes. Today, your task is very, very simple. I want you to write and practice your introduction. So you can write an introduction, your self-intro, your elevator pitch, whatever you call it. I want you to write that on, of course, your community page. And again, these tasks, when I'm saying your task of the day, this is purely for Impact Pro members. And for others, for others, you have to do what otherwise we are doing. Like right now, you're doing the social media challenge. So that's what I want you all to focus on. For the Impact Pro members, today, your task is to write and practice your self-introduction. Tomorrow, there's no without, I don't want to drop any surprise. Tomorrow, you'll have to record a video in front of the camera talking about you. So I want you to be well versed with your thing. You'll have to overcome your camera fear. And first, you have to know what to say. Okay. So you can write it, you can write down, you can write an intro, and you can do as much practice as you want about it. Your task is clear. Now, when you write your intro or your hero story, okay, here's what I want you to think about it. You think of yourself as here's me. Hey, this is me. I'm Niranjan. I am, I'm 28-year-old self-taught artist from Kerala. Then you talk about where you were. I was a college dropout who had 32 back papers and 1 year back, just struggling with no understanding on what I wanted to do with my life. Then you go through your then you go through your journey, that major turning point and your life. Like maybe when I discovered online coaching during lockdown, it turned my world around. I saw a person take a WhatsApp class and make a sales pitch. And I thought to myself, uh, if I became an architect and work for 15 hours, 6 days a week, I'll be making only 1/3 of what he's doing in 1 week. So I realized this is what I want to do for my life. And I started then you talk about your success. I started taking my first online class, teaching art for 6 students, 3 people I taught for free. And since then, it has been an amazing journey. And then you talk about your more achievements along the way. I discovered my soulmate who came as a student in one of my classes. Now, then you tell about where you are now. Now I have a community of over 14,000 students. I have won the Unicorn Award for the best coach before I turned 30. And then I'm super excited to see what more I can do for the community. You understand? Your story, think of your story like uh, a hero or a heroine in any classic, and I want you to write off it in that way. Who you are, what you were, your struggles, your turning point, what led you on a journey start, and where you are now, some of your achievements along the way. It's actually that simple if you see. Now, when you sometimes this can automatically happen when you compare yourself to me, you're like, oh, there is an AS a community as an online business. I have nothing. When you start thinking that way, you start complicating your life. No, I want you to think about your current journey. See, for example, some of you, everyone, if you really think well enough, you all have a journey where you've struggled in the past and you come out of it. I want you to think about that, number one. And number two, you can also think about your current life path journey. For example, I was struggling with overthinking and procrastination. That's when I discovered Niranjan and Sanchari through a workshop. I joined that class, I joined that coaching, and it turned my world around. Now I am waking up every morning. I am making my do-it list. I'm journaling. I'm starting my day on a positive note. Now I am working on my brand and creating an impact. And I'm so happy now I have such a community of such a large supportive members. And I know that I can do so much more in my life. I'm really excited for this journey. You see, again, you can within the first week itself of Impact Pro, you can create a story like this if you want. Yes. But most importantly, I want it to be about you and not about us. I'm not asking for a testimonial about Sansari and Niranjan. If that is what I wanted, I would have asked you for a testimonial directly. This is not a testimonial video. This is your journey, your story. What is your story? And that's what I want you to write. All right. Superb. So amazing. Have a fantastic day. I wish you all the best. I wish you all the best. And do and submit your task. Let's not lose the streak. Take care, everyone. If you have any questions now, you may ask, or otherwise, it's a wrap. It's a wrap for the day.